RNZ National, it is time once again to celebrate 20 years of New Zealand Live, our Friday afternoon concert series. We've been inviting some of Aotearoa's most loved musicians into the studio, and we've invited you, our listeners, to join them. Thank you to everyone who's come so far. Thank you to everyone who's shown enthusiasm and sent in text messages. And today, well, we've got a live studio audience again. Next to me is Simon. Hi, Simon.
Hi there, Jesse.
And when we asked you, Simon, who you would most like to see on New Zealand Live, what did you reply?
I replied Don McGlashan.
And Don McGlashan's here, everyone! Don was top of my list too.
Oh, cool. Thank you, mate.
So loved our time together over the years when we've managed to get you in. And so, yeah, we couldn't imagine anyone better to do this series with us. Thank you for coming in. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little jet lagged.
Oh, tell me about that.
Because I got back, when did I get back? Monday morning, and I got back.
Are you still spending time in Canada?
Yeah, I'm half the year in Canada.
Yeah.
But I've come back for this and for something at the Aotearoa Music Awards.
Oh,
as
cool.
Well, so,
I'll see you there as well.
Yeah.
Are you gigging in Canada?
No, I live quietly. I was going to do more shows, but the kids' TV stuff with my old mate Harry is blossoming and burgeoning in all kinds of different directions.
Yeah.
We're doing a feature film of Kiri and Lou.
Oh, that's great.
Which is really fun. And then Harry's got this new show called Tra La La, which I've been writing. I've written 40 songs for it already or something.
Gosh.
So, yeah.
I think, did you write Lucky Stars in Canada?
I did.
Yeah, I
did,
think I remember that. Yeah. And that's a wonderful album as well.
Oh.
It must be quite hard for you to choose a set list these days. You've got, I've got Mud and Birds and Blam Blam Blam, of course, in the solo career. So how do you choose between the kind of the old stuff that people know so well, the more recent stuff? Tell me about that.
It is difficult, and I made a big spreadsheet of all the songs, mainly because I'm terrible at remembering the first line of the second verse.
Yeah.
And I was telling the audience just now, I got in the habit now of looking at Anita, so that she'll mouth the words of the second verse. But
I don't know them.
No.
I'm terrible with lyrics.
So what are you mouthing at me when I look at you?
I don't
Just
know.
random stuff.
Sort it out, Don.
Usually, I don't know.
We should introduce Anita as well.
Yeah, Anita Clark, most wonderful musician.
Thank you. Hi.
She's also featured on our show over the years, so welcome to you too.
Thank you.
Well, what will you play first for us today, Don?
Well, this is a song called On My Way to You, and I don't purport to really to know much about the music industry these days. The whole streaming thing is a bit of a mystery to me. But this song pops up as being one that a lot of people listen to. And I suspect it could be because somebody's cat sat on the computer, sat on the keyboard,
Yeah.
which racked up millions of plays in Brazil somewhere. But it could also mean that it's people are playing it, and which is lovely because I don't play it live. I've hardly ever played this song live, and it's one.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
a song that's found people.
I think so. Yeah. But and I really like it, so we're going to do On My Way to You. 2, 3, 4. The speedo blurs and the white lines roll through the clouds and the telegraph pole. Little farmhouses up in the hills, dairy factories and timber mills. Every valley shall be lifted high, and every mountain will fall too, 'cause I'm on my way to you. I'm on my way to you. I woke up this morning expecting rain, kept my foot down and it never came. petrol and road dust on my tongue. Every song that I've ever sung pouring out into the sky, sounding beautiful and new, 'cause I'm on my way to you, on my way to you. Just because something's impossible, that doesn't mean it isn't true. So I'm on my way to you, on my way to you, on my way to you. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to you. I'm on my way to
Gosh, that was so beautiful. Don McGlashan with the live studio audience. Don looks just the same as he did when he stepped up at O Week 1993, my first year of university. Voice hasn't aged at all either. And we've got a live studio audience, including Simon. I think your memories go back even further than that, do they, Simon?
Yeah, they do. We had a 45 in the house. My brother probably bought it. Of Don't Fight It, Marsha, It's Bigger Than Both of Us, Blam Blam Blam.
Wow.
And that got thrashed in our house from a long time ago.
Missed the days of the 45s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you pass that microphone back to Nikki? She's back right at the back row on the end. Nikki Bazant, good friend of the show. How about you, Nikki? Can you remember your first Don McGlashan memory?
I can, actually. My sister, Shell, and I, who's here, we're both a little bit emotional from that last song, actually.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Me too.
We went to a front lawn show in the mid-'80s, I'm going to say, in Whangarei. We were only teenagers. We were still at school then. And just were completely blown away by that. It was just, I'd never seen anything like that as a teenager in Whangarei. Like, you know, in the 80s, things were not, there wasn't a lot of interesting stuff happening.
What do you remember about the show?
It was storytelling, and it was music, and it was just funny and clever and sad, and it was just it was completely a revelation to me as a you know, a sheltered teen who wanted to be a writer. It was something I never knew that people could do that kind of thing. You know, it was a formative experience, I'm going to say.
What are your memories of those days? Remember gigging with the front lawn?
It was fabulous, and it's so cool because I'm still working with Harry, and we've got a collaboration which has lasted for 40 years or so. And but just travelling up and down, particularly in the early days of the front lawn, we had an old Holden Kingswood or a Belmont or something like that, and we'd just charge up and down the country. We had a show called The Reason for Breakfast, and it had a table, and so we had the table upside down on the roof of the car, and we'd just drive around and we'd just argue about art and argue about performing and what it means to write a song, what does it mean to write a book, what does it mean to make a dance, and it was just like a sort of like an art school or a performing school with just two people.
And did you feel that from the audience, what Nikki was talking about, like it was kind of something they hadn't seen before and that it was for some people kind of a breakthrough moment?
I don't know. the audience didn't seem that sheltered to us. You said you were sheltered, but we didn't unshelter you, did we? I mean,
What was the venue, Nikki?
we were pretty sheltered ourselves.
It would have
actually.
been probably Forum North.
Yeah,
in
I remember
Whangarei.
Forum North in Whangarei,
back in
yeah.
those days.
Yeah.
I mean, I had never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
That was just,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Well, the good thing was that I'd been away overseas, and I'd been in a modern dance company playing the drums, and I'd been to see all this performance art, and Harry'd been away studying, and we both came back, and we didn't want to sort of slot back into what we'd been doing before. He didn't want to be in a theatre company. I didn't want to be in a band. So in a way, the rules were all broken. The rule book was thrown away.
So you approached it as more than just a live music gig.
Yeah, it was. We could tell stories. We could accompany the stories on the guitar or the squeeze box as we told them, so we could make the score of the story.
Yeah. And humour too. Big part of the front lawn.
Humour was kind of a byproduct. We didn't think that we were particularly funny. We took ourselves very seriously.
Yeah.
And the audience laughed the first time we went out. So we thought, well, we're not that serious then. We'll capitalise on this.
That's great. Don McGlashan live in studio for our 20th anniversary concerts. What will you do next for us?
This is called Charles Kingsford Smith, and it's I love those songs where somebody's writing and they're kind of on the cusp of action. They're watching the world go by and they're not joining in. So it's like there's a whole lot of songs where somebody's sitting by the railway tracks wishing they could go somewhere, or sitting in an airport. So I started nutting out this song when I was in Sydney Airport. And I also thought there was kind of a funny disjunction between the fact that Kingsford Smith was evidently a real larrikin. He talking about breaking rules. He used to, he used to hate being famous. So people would turn up to see him fly his plane in from somewhere, and he would buzz them, or he'd fly under a bridge or do something. He didn't play by the rules. And they named an airport after him, which is airports are supposed to be sort of places of safety and security. I thought it was a particularly Australian thing to do. So this is Charles Kingsford Smith. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't help thinking of Charles Kingsford Smith. This observation deck could use a facelift. The railings are rusty and stained. The benches could use some paint. And you can't see the runway 'cause there's buildings in the way. I got you to your flight at 3, and now I don't have anywhere to be. No one knows I'm here. I can watch the planes appear. They lift, bank and turn from out of nowhere. They pass so near, so loud, as they roar up to the clouds. And I can read the numbers on the tail. Then it's like they were never there at all. Split myself in two, so one of me could do what I'm supposed to do, and the other could fly away. But I can't, so I'll just stay here, watching the planes. They pass so near, so loud, as they roar up to the clouds. And I can read numbers on the tail, then it's like they were never there at all. Oh, they pass so near, so loud, as they roar up to the clouds. And I can read the numbers on the tail, then it's like they were never. Charles Kingsford Smith, flying under a bridge, touching down in a field with a crowd on the ridge. Charles Kingsford Smith, flying under a bridge, touching down in a field with a crowd on the ridge. Charles Kingsford Smith, flying under a bridge, touching down in a field with a crowd on the ridge. Charles Kingsford Smith, flying under a bridge, touching down in a field with a crowd on the ridge.
Don McGlashan, Charles Kingsford Smith performed live here at Studio B at RNZ National for our 20th anniversary New Zealand Live series. Gosh, well, you're sounding great, Don, and it must have been wonderful for you when you came across Anita, because I feel like she adds so much to this live performance as well.
Oh man, yeah, so wonderful. We were in Littleton making an album, and Chris O'Connor said, I've got this wonderful friend, and she'd fit in so well, to the stuff. It'd be brilliant. And I think Anita, you came and played on a song on that album and sang. Oh, did you sing as well?
No, I think I just played some
Played the
violin.
violin, yeah.
And then when you were getting ready to tour the album, you brought me on, and that's when we started.
It's so great. It's so great. Normally she's got much bigger hair than today, but Andre said we could have, what was it? I could have the guitar and Anita, but only if we didn't wear bulky clothes and didn't have big hairdos, because there's so little room.
I thought it was a choice between me and the piano.
It was you and the keyboard. That's right. You could have a keyboard or Anita, but not both.
The hair looks great. And in fact, we liked it so much, we've got a 4 or 5 camera setup in here today so people at home can enjoy it in their own time. Don McGlashan performing live. Actually, I thought of Simon and Garfunkel during that song for some reason, just two beautiful voices together and the storytelling. And
I ripped off the riff from a Simon and Garfunkel song, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. It's that song, Marika, the gorgeous song.
Oh, wow.
love
Okay,
it.
we'll have
I
to
love
listen
But
back to that.
I ripped it off subtly, so if
Yeah.
I hadn't just told you on national radio, then nobody would know.
Don McGlashan 2025, quote, I ripped it off subtly. You pass that microphone forward to Topaz, please.
Kia ora.
How are you getting on?
I'm a little emotional. Thank you for the tissue. And thank you all for putting up with me being emotional.
Don't worry, it's been happening every week on New Zealand Live. There's something pretty special about being in the room, right?
So thank you so much. I'm here with my son, River. He's
Yeah.
15, and
He's a good boy.
what a special thing for us to do together. So thank you, everyone.
Tell me about you and Don.
So I first learnt about Don. The Mud and Birds self-titled album
Yeah.
was the first album I ever owned on cassette.
Yeah. You and me must be a similar vintage then.
I think we are,
Yeah.
Jesse, yep. And I still listen to it now. I think I worked out about 32 years later.
Mm.
And interestingly, I still get the same feeling when I listen to it. Particularly Your Window does something to me.
Yeah.
It creates this feeling in me, and it really buzzes me out that all these years later, I get the same feeling when I'm listening to it.
It's a lovely way of putting it. I mean, Don's songs are feelings, right?
They really are, Don. Thank you so much for everything. I'm really grateful.
Don doesn't take a compliment very well. He just stays silent, which is no good for radio.
I'm trying to tone it down. I'm trying to tone down the fangirling. I'm doing pretty good.
I was just thinking of all the wonderful times that people have come up to me after gigs and said, such and such a song helped me through a rough patch, or such and such a song reminded me of home when I was away. And it's the best part of this job, really, because you know, you get something from the audience. You get a lot of warmth from the audience when you play, and you're involved in the minutiae of, you know, is the tuner on? Is the lead going to crap out? You know, but when you just when there's people just coming up to you, the whole signing things is a total pretext. Nobody really cares about getting things signed, least of all me. But the main thing is the stories people tell me, you know, when they come up. It's the biggest gift to a performer to tell them that, you know, you like a particular song or it helped them. You know.
Can you tell me about your dad, Topaz?
Yeah, so, Jesse. So I lost my dad 2 years ago. He was a great man, and I know the reason Jesse's bringing this up is because of the song Anchor Me. You know, it's a real connection to my dad, and I won't go too far into it because my poor son's here and I don't want to embarrass him any more than I probably already am. But it's exactly what you were saying, Don. What a gift to me that when I listen to that song, I feel like I'm sitting next to my dad.
Oh, wonderful. We should play that song now.
Well, you don't have Anchor Me on your set list, Don.
I think Jesse, we know how to play that song.
Really?
Yeah.
You could do it?
Yeah, I reckon we could dredge deep and do it. Dig deep.
And might we dedicate it to Topaz and her dad and her son who's with us today?
Definitely. This is Anchor Me for Topaz and River.
Thank you.
Fathom find someday I'll lie singing songs that come from dead men's tongues. Anchor me, anchor me. As the compass turns and the glass it falls and the storm clouds roll and the gulls they call, anchor me, anchor me, anchor me, anchor me. In the middle of your deep blue sea, anchor me, anchor me. In the middle of your deep blue sea, anchor me, anchor me. Salt spray lash the shivering skin where the green waves crash and the whirlpools spin. Anchor me, anchor me, anchor me. Banshees cry, and the bells they sound. When you lift me high, when you pull me down, when you pull me down, when you pull me down, anchor me in the middle of your deep blue sea. Anchor me in the middle of your deep blue sea. Anchor me, anchor me, anchor me, anchor me in the middle of your deep blue sea. Anchor me, anchor me in the middle of your deep blue sea. Anchor me in the middle of your deep blue sea. Anchor me, anchor me, anchor me, anchor me, anchor me, anchor me, anchor me.
How's everyone doing? You're good, Topaz?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Thank you all, and thank you, both of you. It was one of the most beautiful moments I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
really lovely. Thank you. I feel very spoilt.
Dom and your boy, your good boy, puts his arm around you when things are tough and gives you comfort and
I
love.
did warn him that I might cry, but I didn't think I'd cry the whole time. But
3 for 3.
here we are.
Would you pass that microphone down to the end? It's Richard, is it Richard?
Yeah, that's Richard.
Yeah, kia ora. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming along and joining our live audience today. Enjoying yourself so far?
Loving every minute.
Now, you have come across Don in maybe a more unexpected context.
Oh, did you arrest me that time? I thought I recognised you.
No, Simon's the policeman.
We're
I think.
outside the uniform. Out of the
Yeah,
uniform.
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess look, our sons are sailors, and I know that Don and his family comes from a long line of sailors, and yeah, occasionally we bump into each other on the water. Don's very busy when he's on the water, staying upright, I think, and he's in his own place. But it's lovely to see him there, and it's always nice to know that he's special outside of the studio.
Yeah, and part of the Don McGlashan story is he writes songs, and he does solo, and he does it with a band, and he does soundtracks and TV shows, but also you've seen him with a brass band, I think.
Yeah, well, that was something. And what an experience, Don. I think that was a couple of years ago. You organised something with one of the, I don't know the names of all the brass bands, but you had a very experienced brass band and a junior band.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was a quid pro quo, actually. We did a big benefit for the Top Twins, and I said to them, I said to the organisers, let's have a brass band because it might be cool to, have a brass band playing in some songs. And then gradually the thing grew and the brief grew and grew. So by the end of it, the brass band were the whole accompaniment, and they were playing like 9 songs or something. And I kept apologising to them. I kept saying, like, here's another song. Sorry, guys. And they said, look, just stop apologising. Just do a concert with us next year.
Oh, cool.
And so that's how it worked. And it was great fun, except for the junior band had learnt this Top Twins song called Palomino Moon, and they'd learnt it in E flat. I'd given them the charts for E flat, and I started it in E, and I had like a whole verse, and I played a whole verse really confidently, and then they came in and it sounded terrible, and I looked at them as if it was their mistake. So one of the things I'm most ashamed of in my whole career, actually.
How far back do you go with brass?
I was in a brass band when I was about 10.
Oh.
I played the snare drum, and I was also played the euphonium in those days. And I was too little to really hold the snare drum, so we did marches. We'd play carols, but we would also do like a Christmas parade march. And I remember there was a thing in Lake Road Takapuna, which is quite a long, steep, well, like a gentle incline, but it's long.
Yeah.
And we were all marching down there, and the snare drum slipped off my belt and rolled through the lines of marching people, and I was like diving through them, trying to get it back.
Yeah. And you will sometimes still, when you're playing in here with me, you'll pick up. Is it a euphonium that you pick up and play along with?
I've got a UFO, and I've got a tenor horn that I play quite a lot nowadays. And in the kids' TV stuff I'm doing with Harry, I've bought a plastic trombone, so I'm teaching myself the trombone now, which is really fun.
Very good. What will you perform for us next, please, Don?
What does it say on the list? Oh, this is called Nothing on the Windows. This is a song off the latest album, and it's. I was really interested in songs which were like notes to somebody. There's a song from the musical Hair, which is just a Village Voice personal ad.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, and it's just the coolest thing. And there's a bunch of songs which are like that. And I thought I could write one like that. Because one of the ways of breaking writer's block that I've read about is you just go, I'll do my version of that song. And if you do it badly, then people know that you've stolen it. But generally it leads to some interesting stuff. So I thought I'll do that. So this is a song, which is essentially a note pinned to the fridge. And it's called Nothing on the Windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. My love, I needed to go out. I had a shower. I watered the flowers. The coffee maker doesn't work anymore. It fell on the floor. I should be back by 5. Why don't we get tired and watch a show? Except the TV's broken too. I don't know. Maybe yesterday, or perhaps it was a week ago. I spilled some coffee on the rug. I threw it away. It had seen better days. Just as well it wasn't there for the overflow. Water everywhere. I took the curtains down and spread them all around and mopped up the worst of it. Now there's nothing on the windows but the dust. The neighbors can't see in, but there'll be so much more light for us. The teller at the bank looked at me strangely when I cancelled all cards. So did the lady next door when I came out and laid down in the yard. Can you bring back some milk? I think that's all we need. nothing on windows but the dust. The neighbors can't see in, but there'll be so much more light for us.
Don McGlashan sounding good on New Zealand Live, our 20th anniversary series. That's Nothing on the Windows from the album Bright November Morning, which is a couple of years old now. You're busy with this these film projects, but do you have another solo album in your head?
Oh yeah.
The last two have gone phenomenally well, eh? Lucky Stars and Bright
It was
November
my
Morning.
first. Bright November Morning was the first number one, that I ever had. First number one album I've ever had. So that was
That's amazing.
a big deal for me. I'll keep making albums until somebody suggests that I stop.
I mentioned this before, but doesn't the voice sound good? Yeah. What's your secret?
I have no idea.
Clean living?
I've never been very good at that. But I'm lucky. When you've been in this business a long time, a lot of people succumb to unclean living, and there's a lot of people sort of fall by the wayside. And I've managed to keep sort of reasonably healthy, which is good.
I love your voice, and it's sounding so good with us today. Can we pass the microphone back to Colin? Hello, Colin.
Hi, Jesse.
I thought you might join in at one point.
Oh, very tempting, very tempting.
You're a singer.
Yeah, I first came across Don. We emigrated from the UK about 18 years ago. And, what do? You join the local choir. And about 2 rehearsals in, I said to the guy next to me, that girl at the front's got a fantastic voice. And he said, well, you know who she is, don't you? I said, no. She's Don McGlashan's sister. And I just knew her as Kathy.
Yeah.
And I went, who's Don McGlashan?
Yeah.
I quickly found out, because he said he's a New Zealand music legend, which I now know to be the case.
Yeah.
And then about a year later, I was singing with Musica Sacra in Auckland, and we were approached to do some music for the soundtrack for Dean Spanley.
Oh, right, wonderful.
Which Don produced. And we spent ages rehearsing it. We spent a couple of hours in recording. And I think on the film it lasts about 8 seconds in the background.
You can't hear it. It's really quiet. I feel terrible about that.
Yeah. And I had a great admiration for people who record music and do it so well.
Yeah.
And it's just been an absolute joy listening to you today.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you. Is that Kathy's choir or Annie's choir?
It was Kathy.
Both my sisters are in choirs.
Really?
So yeah.
Do you ever sing together?
No, but that's a great idea. I always loved. There's a record that Martin Phillips made where he got his whole family, including his dad, who's got a wonderful bass voice.
Yeah.
I should do that with my guys. I do
tour as Don and the McGlashans.
I'd love to. Thank you. I'd love to do a shout out to my 2 sisters too, to Kathy and Annie, who hopefully will be listening. They're super busy people, but with any luck they'll be listening.
Colin, thanks for coming along.
Thanks, Jesse.
And for bringing us your wife, is
Carolyn.
it? Yeah, hi Carolyn, welcome. Is the film soundtrack projects, have they been an interesting experience for you, fulfilling experience?
Yeah, I'm lucky that I like collaborating with people, and I always really get a lot out of the storytelling when making the movie.
Yeah. What's been your favourite sort of soundtrack that you've contributed to?
Oh man, that would be hard. That'd be hard. Dean Spanley would be right up there because it's such a crazy story. It's such
Tor
a
Fraser,
mad
right?
idea. Yeah, Tor Fraser, and it also gave me the opportunity to work with a big orchestra. So there's no kind of like composing and playing the instruments myself. No double tracking. It was all just write and then. Get things approved by Tor, the director, and then I had one day with the National Symphony.
Wow!
And it was just such a blast. Amazing. Yeah, and I kind of forgotten about that movie for a while, and then it turned up on a favourite. Is it Gillian Anderson, who was in X-Files?
Yeah.
So she did a list of her favourite movies of all time, and she really loved that. This is like last Christmas or something.
Yeah, cool.
It came out, and I just restrained myself from posting that on my Facebook page. Here, I'm telling you guys now, so I'm obviously
yeah. Thanks, Don. What will you play next for us, please?
This is called Miracle Sun, and this is
I love this one.
One of my favourite songs.
Yeah.
And it's been super fun to do this on the tour, the duo tour with Anita. On the tour, I play it on the piano, but it works okay on the guitar. And it's just, it's a song about Opo the dolphin, but it's also about miracles and about our need for something outside ourselves, something transcendent, something that makes us feel bigger than just our private human selves. So here we go. Do I start it? I think I started. Say when people get to the water, they don't undress, they just keep on walking out from the beach. They say men weep when they see a dolphin. It comes in close and does tricks for the children just out of reach. And we're on our way through the big forest. There's a line of cars coming down the hill. They say he lets you go right up and touch him. They say he lets you ride on his back, all slipping gold. And the sun comes in through the hot windscreen. Trees reach out, all dusty and green along the road. And we're on our way through the big forest. There's a line of cars coming down the hill. Oh, are you going where we're going? Are you going where we're going? I hope you will. Miracle sun, shine on my sister, shine on our car. Miracle sun, shine on the water, shine in my heart. Miracle sun, shine on my sister, shine on our car. Miracle sun, shine on the water, shine in my heart. Sun comes in through the hard wind screen. Trees reach out, dusty and green, dusty and green. Are you going where we're going? Are you going? We're going. Are you going where we're going? Miracle sun. Miracle sun, shine on my sister, shine on our car. Miracle sun, shine on the water, shine in my heart. Miracle sun, shine on my sister, shine on our car. Miracle sun, shine on the water, shine in my heart.
A beautiful song from Don McGlashan, Miracle Sun. He's performing on New Zealand Live for our 20th anniversary special. You'll be able to watch the video when that's up in a little bit. I'll let you know when that happens. And it's been so special for me and for our listeners to be in Studio B, thanks to Andre Upston, who's making it sound so good today. Look out for Don at the Aotearoa Music Awards next week on Thursday. And then a couple of other shows. Don, you got one, Nelson, August 14th, and, well, what's the Nelson one, first of all?
That's just me solo. And so I'll crank up my loop pedals and all that sort of stuff again for that. But the other one, the one that happens the day after that, is Christchurch Symphony, and that's been really wonderful. They got in touch with me, said, would you do a show? And I kind of thought maybe it'd be half a show. I've got quite a few arrangements of songs that have been done over the years, either by me or friends of mine for orchestra and voice. But they said no. The Christchurch Symphony said no. Let's do a whole evening, and let's do songs that you haven't done before. Let's do the songs, sure, that you've got arrangements for, but let's arrange a whole bunch more. So
Great.
I've been working with this wonderful arranger called Alex Vandenbroek, and it's. He's been sending me ideas for arrangements, and it's going to be super fun.
Yeah, wonderful. I've got the 16th of August, so 2 days after the Nelson one. Would that be right? Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you for everyone for coming along today. Great to see you all. You've been a fantastic audience, and I think we have time for one more, if you could, Don.
Yep. So this is a cover, because we heard that we had to do a cover, so.
I mean, it's not compulsory, it's an invitation.
We're nothing if not obedient. And but we racked our brains, and there's all kinds of covers I wanted to do, but this one really struck me because it's, when I was living in New York, I was kind of being bombarded by all this wonderful stuff, performance art and New York punk stuff like the band Television and Richard Hell and the Voidoids, and I'd go along and see these amazing shows, and I'd just come out of a band, I'd been in Blam 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 before I got there, so that was kind of I was wired for that, but I was flatting with a woman who played piano in the Steve Reich ensemble, so that she was pushing me towards all this experimental music as well. But I met this wonderful woman, a different woman, and she just played me folk music, and that's the stuff that really stuck with me. And when I came home to New Zealand, I just was listening to this stuff all the time and trying to work out what I wanted to do, getting started in the front lawn with Harry, but sort of deep down, these songs of longing and loss and and distance really kind of resonated with me. And this is one, I've never played it before, and hopefully we'll get it all right. It's called variously, because it's written by A Non, it's been changed by everybody who's sung it. Some people call it As I Roved Out. I think I'll call it As I Walked Out, because I'm trying to de-Irishize it. I'm terrified of singing in an Irish accent, and assuming an Irish accent. As I walked out one bright May morning to view the meadows and flowers gay, who should I spy but my own true lover, as she sat under yon willow tree. I took off my hat and I did salute her. I did salute her most courageously. But when she turned around, well, the tears fell from her, saying, "False young man, you have deluded me. A diamond ring I own I gave you, a diamond ring to wear on your right hand. But the vows you made, well, you went and broke them, and married the lassie that had the land. If I marry the lassie that had the land, love, it's that I'll rue till the day I die. When misfortune falls, sure no man can shun her. I was blindfolded, I'll ne'er deny. And at night when I go to my bed of slumber, the thoughts of my true love run in my mind. When I turn around to embrace my darling, instead of gold, it's brass I find. As I roved out one bright May morning to view the flowers and meadows gay,
side.